no, no, yeah, no, 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 yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah.
Hi, I'm Up Smith, and I'm sitting down because I don't know. I just didn't feel like standing. I feel like it's not natural for me. Like I spend most of my days lying down on my side because my back isn't all that comfortable. I'm lying on my side, and then I fall asleep on the couch. I'm going to talk about something serious today because honestly, that's most of what I talk about is serious things. But whatever. I found out something recently that really just like punched me in the soul. Some people out there think that Sandy Hook, the Sandy Hook massacre that happened years back, was a hoax. And that just, if I had any faith in humanity, that would make me lose all of it. Because that's just so insane to me. I don't, like, what, but the bodies, the death certificates, the evidence, everything, there's so much proof that it happened. And then you have these people and like, there's so much evidence that it was false. Okay, one, evidence doesn't necessarily mean it's true, and what evidence is there? The only evidence I could even like think of is just ideas and theories, and that's very soft evidence. Then when you look at if it's true, there's hard evidence for that, and not just evidence but proof that that happened. But there's proof that Sandy Hook was real. It was a massacre, it happened, and there's people harassing the parents of children who have been murdered. The reason they think it was a hoax, they thought that it was a hoax, and they used it for fear mongering so that we could have stricter gun laws, or America could have stricter gun laws, because I believe it was under the Obama administration, and I'm pretty sure he's a Democrat. I'm gonna use Democrats, Republicans, Obama. When I say Democrats and Republicans, I'm not saying all Democrats are all Republicans. I'm just saying their general ideology. Democrats are for gun control and Republicans are against gun control, gun laws, whatever. And Sandy Hook, it didn't really promote stricter gun laws too much. There were a lot of people saying we need stricter gun laws so this does not happen again. And Obama was, the president at the time, and it was basically his job to clear everything up and respond to these protesters. And like any good American, he said, let's not fix the problem. Let's not get rid of guns because I'm American. We're not getting rid of guns. He said, well, we're not going to get rid of guns, we're just going to get rid of the big guns. And a lot of the Republicans, like true Republicans who really love their guns and are part of the NRA, said, well, let's not take away the guns, let's add more guns, because that's going to fix the problem. That's when there's a problem, the Republicans like to add more guns. It's like, give the teachers guns. But anyone who's ever been in school knows that that's a bad idea. We all had one angry teacher. Maybe you saw teachers yell, maybe you saw teachers throw things. There's at least one teacher that hates kids, which if you hate kids, why do you work around kids? I don't understand. But there are teachers like that, and you know that if that teacher has a gun, one day they're going to snap and they're going to shoot the kids. So now you have to worry about teachers shooting kids and not other people shooting kids. Then again, if that happened, the Republicans would just say to give kids guns. But Obama said, let's get rid of the big guns. But that didn't really help anything. I am for stricter gun laws. I live in Canada and we have very strict gun laws. Now, I don't agree with all of it because with these very strict gun laws, it means we can't have big guns. I don't think you're allowed to shoot someone just because they're in your home or on your property. You have to keep your bullets and guns in like a different place. Like if you have a gun in one cupboard, it has to be unloaded, and you have to keep your bullets or your rounds in a different cupboard. Also, it means that if I don't have a firearms license, if I don't take the class to be able to own a firearm, I can't inherit guns. I want America to have stricter gun laws. They probably won't. How strict they are now is probably how strict they're going to get. And under Trump, they might get looser. They might be a little more lax. But I know that America isn't going to have stricter gun laws, and I know that they're definitely never going to get rid of their guns. I know that for a fact. Let me tell you how I know that. I talked about this on my live stream last week on YouNow, but Canada loves alcohol. During Prohibition in the 1920s, America would get their alcohol from Canada because Canada didn't have Prohibition, but America did. They banned alcohol. Supposedly, Al Capone, this big crime lord, had a safe house in Whitby where he would basically do his operations so he could get alcohol to America, where he's from. So he would vaporize alcohol. He'd vaporize alcohol, and alcohol is a very high boiling point, so it would take a while, and he would catch the vapor in jars and then ship them to America. Now, why would he catch it in jars? Well, if someone happened to intercept the shipment, they would just see jars. And this happened a lot. They would, the police would raid somewhere for their alcohol and find, something else. If you watch Untouchables, they find umbrellas. By the time it got to where it was going, the vapor would turn into liquid and be alcohol again, so people could drink it. And Canada didn't have Prohibition because one thing you can never take away in Canada is alcohol. While Canada doesn't have a lot of shootings and massacres, we have a lot of alcohol-related deaths, including drunk driving deaths. I talked about this on my live stream on Wednesday. We have a lot of those because Canadians love their alcohol, and we'll never get rid of it for the same reason that America will never get rid of guns. That's what our countries were founded on. Canada was founded on alcohol, and America was founded on guns. People love their guns because of the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms, and that came about because of a time in the 1700s when the British were getting very hard on their colony, America. America started as a British colony, the British were getting very harsh, and they ended up killing a lot of people in Boston. It's called the Boston Massacre. And from that, they added to the Constitution, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Then came the American Revolution, which is really just a war. Americans are very good at war. You have America because of guns. Canada. John A. Macdonald, the first Prime Minister of Canada, would row over to Manitoba, and probably other provinces like Saskatchewan, would row over in a canoe, and in that canoe was alcohol. I'm not sure which kind, but alcohol. He would get the natives, the First Nations, you would call them Native Americans, he would get the Native/First Nations drunk so that they would sign his contract. They didn't understand the contract, but they had their wits about them. But when you're drunk, you do stupid things and you release your inhibitions. So he got them drunk, so they would sign his contract. Got them drunk so they would sign his contract. And they didn't, so he brought over more alcohol. They didn't sign it. He brought over more, and eventually they signed it, and now Canada has the province of Manitoba because of alcohol. We he got the natives drunk time and time again. And eventually, Canada became what it is today because of alcohol. And that's why we love our alcohol. And that's why we have so many deaths related to alcohol. And that's why we'll never get rid of it. America became America because of guns. And that's why they love their guns. And that's why there's so many gun-related deaths. And that's why they'll never get rid of their guns. It's never gonna happen. And now you know why. Sorry for getting so serious. I actually had to step away and look at some pictures. Some were nice and some were really gross, and I hope they never see the light of day. Do you guys have pictures like that where they're so nasty and you just hope nobody sees them? I have those, but I don't want to delete them in case someone on Facebook asks me to marry them or to be their sugar baby. Again, so if they ask me a weird question or ask me to send nudes, again, I can just send them that and then they'll back off. So I referenced my live stream a couple times. I live stream every Wednesday. You can subscribe to my YouNow, younow.com/elpsmith. Or you can, if you want to hear more of my thoughts, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/elpsmith. You can like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, or not. I'm not your mama. And I guess I'll see you guys next time.